in junior high, I had in seventh grade. Yeah, I had Mrs. Pinkerton for literature,
Pinkerton. I remember that. I remember.
and
that name.
I skipped like 14 days in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So 2 weeks you were out.
Yeah. In fourth grade, I forged my report card twice. So
used to do
my
that.
mom didn't see the.
I used to forge stuff too.
Or I would change the grades. In high school, you know how if you were absent one day, you'd need to go get an excuse from the office.
Yeah.
And then take it to your class, and then every class they would sign on it.
Yeah.
To make sure you were excused, so they can not give you an
Yeah,
F.
I used to make you do that.
Yeah, well, I used to do them for people. I would forge the principal's name, and then put excuse. I would tell them I'd have like a line of friends, and $5, $3, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And I'd be there, and they'd come in. Hey, bro, necesito un excuse para sixth period. Okay, excuse or unexcused? Chinga, ponle an excuse, güey, porque I've been excused so many times. They're going to think it's bullshit, So just put an excuse, para nomás. Okay, so unexcused. So then what happened is, because you know how there's girls that work in the office that are students?
Yeah. Like the student aides.
And some of the girls were really good friends of mine. So I was like, they were hooking me up with a little book of excuses. And I would forge them and give them to students, and they would, and I got some for me. I was always skipping, so I'd have them. So then what they did is they started stamping them. Excused, unexcused. So it wasn't a handwritten excused or an excused, and then the signature of the principal or the lady or whatever. So I was like, they caught on to me, man. They're starting to stamp. So then I hooked up. Since I was making a little bit of money, I gave the girl some money.
And you would get the stamp.
Yeah, she gave me 2 books, one excused and one unexcused, and I was able to still keep my racket going. So I was a bad dude, man. I would show up. Check this out.
Like, no, I'm not gonna go to school today.
I had fourth and fifth lunch. I had 2-hour lunch.
Why?
I have no idea how I got away with it. And I'd go drinking and smoking.
How old were you?
I was like 13 or 14.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez Louise.
So I'd have a bottle of vodka and and some weed and stuff, and then me and some friends would take off, and then the seniors and the juniors had fifth period lunch, right? And the freshmen and the sophomores had fourth period. So fourth period, I wasn't hanging out with anybody. In fifth period, the seniors would come out, and those guys were partying. Mm-hmm. So we'd go out and party, and then I'd show up to sixth period with Mrs. Howell. It was physical science. I don't know what the hell I was doing in that class.
Physical science.
And I'd show up all wasted, like drunk.
At 13, 14, 15.
So one time I showed up a little bit late, right? Mm-hmm. And she'd always let me pass, right? I was like a kind of a teacher's pet with her, because I make people laugh, and I had that kind of personality. So I get there and I'm like 10 minutes late, right? And I'm wasted, right? And I would sit in the very back. She's way over there in the front. And I slid in, right? And she goes, "Hi, man, come here." And I go, "What?" "Go to the office." And she has this like a referral. And I'm like, "Come on, man. Come on, miss. Hey, I'll never be late again. I promise. Get out of here. I promise. I don't know. Get out of here." Damn. So I got it, and I took off. I went to the library.
Oh, my gosh.
And Gilbert Vento, my friend Gilbert Vento, was like the library guy. You know what I mean? He was
like a clerk,
for credit, right?
Library.
And I go and I walk into the library, and I just I know what the hell I'm doing. Like I get backstage sometimes.
Yeah. The asesoncito.
Yeah, and I grabbed a book and I sat down at the table and I start reading it, right? And I said, I can't go to the office. They're going to know I'm wasted. They're going to give me suspend me. So then Gilbert, he sees me and he comes and he sits in front of me and, "Hey, ¿qué estás haciendo ahí, man?" And I go, "Nah, güey, me mandaron para el office, güey. Y andas hasta el tronco, güey." I said, "You could tell, bro. You could tell."
Gosh.
"Simón, bro. No vayas, bro." So you know what I did? I just took off.
You
I
just
took
left
off.
school.
I took off. No, I took off outside, and then because it was open campus,
Oh, okay.
so I pretended I went to a car and stuff like that, and then I got a little bit of wind. Then I said, you know what? Forget this. I got to get back to class, or she's gonna go look for me. So I went back to the library and I signed. I made myself. I signed the referral, and I put 2 detentions, and then I forged the principal's, and I took it back to her,
That's terrible.
and she saw it, and she, okay, go ahead and sit down. So I never went to the
Dang,
office.
You got
And
away
she
with
never
it.
Never
found
went to the
out?
office. She never found out.
Wow.